Hey guys, 𝙬𝙗𝙧𝙚 here, and today I'm back with another Dead Matter video, and in this one, we're going to be taking a deep dive into Dead Matter's character creation. Now, before we jump into this video, I do just want to point out the pinned comment below. There's going to be a link to the Discord server called The Tent. It's a server I'm currently running. We have a whole bunch of people in there, fans of Dead Matter, DayZ, all sorts of survival games. It's become a really nice community, so I do just want to say, come over and check it out. Maybe you'll find something you enjoy there. But anyway, with that being said, let's jump straight into Dead Matter's character creation. So we got to see this for the very first time on Saturday or Friday, wherever you're from in the world. And I did cover it in my weekly Dead Matter update video. But like I said, we're going to take a huge deep dive into it today and really dissect it almost frame for frame. So first up, this screen we come to here where you have create a character, new character, select character, and disconnect. This is actually really interesting. This might mean we can have multiple characters, whether that's multiple characters on one server or a character tied to a server. But it's cool that we're going to be able to see them as well and select between which character we want to play depending on how we feel. So let's go straight into create a character. As you can see, very clean and simple screen here, putting the names of the character. And then we actually get into the meat of the video, which is the actual character creation screen. So on the left we have occupation, top middle we have character data, bottom middle perk points, and then on the right we have perk selection. Occupation, pretty simple. You pick what your occupation was before this zombie apocalypse or virus broke out. So here we get to see 7 jobs or previous occupations. Starting from the top, we have unemployed. You were a talented but quick learner that decided against pursuing employment. You spawn with the clothes on your back and a melee weapon, but you actually get 8 perk points to start with. Talk a little bit about perk points in a minute, but do keep an eye on that they're all different for each occupation you go with. So next up, construction worker. You used to work on the new housing projects all the time. This is the ideal choice if you like to build structures. So again, a hint there on what these occupations are going to help you with when you do select them. Here you spawn with a work outfit and again, a melee weapon. But this time you get 0 perk points to start with. A repairman. You were once a repairman with a broad variety of skills. Spawn with casual attire and a random melee weapon. Again, 0 perk points. A farmer. Making an honest living is never something to be ashamed of. Everybody still needs to eat. Spawn with some basic clothes and a small backpack with some survival gear, but here you'll start with 2 perk points. Next up is chef. You've always liked to spend time in the kitchen ever since you were a child. Now you need to use your cooking skills to survive. Spawn with your work outfit and a hidden kitchen knife. Again, 2 perk points. Doctor. In theory, the Hippocratic Oath still applies even after society has fallen apart. You once swore a duty to help those that are in need. Spawn with your work clothes, some medical supplies, and a melee weapon. But here you start with -4 perk points. The firefighter. You were once a firefighter, bravely battling many of the fires that sprung up during the outbreak. You're one of the few remaining survivors from the city, and you spawn with your work outfit and a fire axe, and 0 perk points. Now, below that there is police officer, but we don't actually get to see what that is. I'm sure it's going to be something very similar. Maybe you would start with a pistol or like a baton or something like that. But I can imagine it's similar to the firefighter where it's a weapon tied to the occupation and your work clothes. Before we do move on to the other areas of the screen, I do want to point out something that flashed up when Nick selected the firefighter occupation. And that is the initial loadout and the persistent loadout. Now do keep in mind this is a development build, and I can almost guarantee you that these initial loadout and persistent loadout will not be what we'll get in the closed alpha. There is no way we're going to spawn with an AKM as well as 5 mags and a CR75 with 5 mags. That's just not going to happen. We will though spawn with initial loadouts and then persistent loadouts. So what an initial loadout is the first time you spawn as that character, you'll get a different loadout. To the persistent loadout, which is a loadout you'll spawn with once you die. So yeah, don't look into these too deeply. Like I said, we will get different loadouts depending on what we spawn as and then how we die and respawn. But do not take this as what you see on the screen. There's no way we're going to be spawning with AKs and fully automatic weapons right off the bat. But I do like this idea, initial loadout and a persistent loadout. I think this is a really cool move. So let's move on to the middle of the screen very quickly. So there isn't too much that needs explaining here. Your character data depends on the occupation you pick, as well as the perks. And then the perk points are, again, very self-explanatory. To actually go on to the next step of character creation, you need to make sure your perk points equal 0 or more. And then the biggest part of perk points is the perk selection. So again, obviously, these two tie in with one another. So let's have a quick look at the perk selection. I'm not going to go into every single perk here because this video would just drag on and on and on and it'd be very tedious. What I do recommend is going over to the original video, downloading it and taking it into a video editing program, or you could even do it on YouTube and just slow down the watch speed. But yeah, let's jump straight into perk selection. So we have 4 different types of perks. We have traits, hobbies, skills, and a stat. Now each perk, you can see the number on the left is the amount of perk points it costs. Some of the perks that give you a positive amount of perk points will actually be a kind of negative effect in game, and then vice versa. Some of the perks that give you negative perk points or take away your perk points will give you a positive attribute within game. So for example, if we take a look at wrestler, this is going to cost you 2 perk points, and the reason being is you used to be a wrestler when you were younger. It made you pretty hard to bring down, and you'll gain +2 endurance. Another perk that will cost you 2 perk points is jogger. You used to enjoy running when it was just for fun. Gain +2 agility. So here you can see a perk that adds a negative trait within game, and that's a noisy search. Make 50% more noise when searching a container. But then as you can see, it actually gives you 4 perk points. So this would take Nick out of the negative on the perk points so that he could then spend it on something like wrestler or jogger. So then that would almost balance it out. So yeah, that's pretty much all I managed to spot during this painstakingly long watching session of watching this clip over and over and over again, making sure I didn't miss anything. I was originally going to list every single perk and every single attribute I could see on this screen that gave a description, but it just got way too long and too tedious, and I kind of want to keep my videos short. But guys, if you did like this video and you're really looking forward to 𝙬𝙬𝙗𝙧, then I'd really appreciate it if you did stick around on this channel. 94% of my viewers aren't subscribed, so if you do enjoy 𝙬𝙬𝙗𝙧 videos, then please think about subscribing. But anyway guys, thank you so much for sticking around, thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you all in the next one. Take care and goodbye.